Tension strut bearings or bushings on a F series BMW. So mine's an F20, a 1 series, but I've used in all of them. But I think this is the same one that's on an F30, whatever an F30 is. Probably a 4 series, is it? Not sure. Anyway, from the factory, these are hydro bearings, right? So they're internally, they're rubber obviously, but internally there's channels that are filled with oil, so it's a hydraulic bearing. Now, I replaced a lot of the suspension on this car, and I changed the tyres to non-run flats and everything just to, well actually I think I changed these because I found the steering really rubbery. In hindsight, I want the comfort back, so I want the rubberiness back. I've put Connie special active dampers on it, the frequency selective dampers, the newer version, special actives, everything to try and chase some comfort, because it's an M Sport and it's crashy as hell. It's better now, but it could be better still. So initially I changed these suspension arms, tension strut arms, for ones that weren't original, that I had a fair idea had just rubber bushes in them, not hydro bushes. Thing is, they don't tell you whether they're hydro or not really, and the challenge I've got now is that I want a hydro now, and I can put my original arms back in, but when it comes to buying bushes, it's not clear. They don't really specify, are they hydro or are they just rubber? Autodoc do, but you can't be 100% whether this is just one manufacturer's description versus another's. You know, they say mounting type, hydro bearing on some, and on others they say rubber metal mount. Now that could just be one manufacturer's description of this type of original type of bushing that they're replacing versus another manufacturer's. So you can't really say for sure that that means you're going to get an oil-filled bush or not. Anyway, these were bought from Parts in Motion and they don't specify one way or the other anyway. And I've been unsure whether these are oil-filled or not. So I'm trying to do a little bit of a test. Actually, this afternoon I've looked at my original arms that I took out, and although there's some cracking, they've not leaked or anything. And for now, I was going to put these back in, and then look at getting some definite hydro bushes to fit to these cheaper arms. Now the cheaper arms, the ball joints are. Can you see the ball joint there? No, you can't. Sorry. Let me take that out of the vice a second. I'll show you. Well, basically, the ball joints are slightly better. These are my original arms, and the ball joints are okay, but it shouldn't. They should be stiff enough that they don't really move back by themselves. So they're not loose, but a newer, better ball joint than that would be stiffer. So these arms have probably been on the car for a year, and show you the ball joint on that. You see it's stiffer, yeah. So that's in, you know, that's got a bit more life in it than my original ones. Now the challenge is, how can I check for sure? And I don't want to deform these or deform the arms or anything in the vise. So none of this is great really. But how can I check for sure whether they're hydro or not? Now, these that are in the arms, the difference is incredible, and there's an easy way of checking in the arms because you clamp the vise here and just move the arm. The bush that isn't in an arm yet, it's a bit more difficult to compare. Well, let's just do that first of all, what I just said. So here's I suspect it's a no-name arm. I can't remember where I got them from now. Could have been eBay, could have been Parts in Motion. Now, let's just clamp up that bushing. Right, and I'm going to pull and push on the top. And I don't know what you can see there, but I'm giving that a good push, and that's pretty stiff. Now contrast that with the arm that has a BMW original bearing in it, and as I say, it's got some cracks on it, but it's not leaked oil or anything yet. Like, the difference is incredible, really. And that is by design, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what they want. That's what BMW want with the hydro bearing. Yeah. That degree of movement. Now, I can't do that same test with the new bushing that I've just misplaced. I do have another one in the packet. 1 second. Can't really do that same test, so you know, I clamp it here. I don't really have something to lever on it like that, so a slightly different test. I really don't like clamping these in the vise, but I'm just gonna just sort of grab it in the vise like that. Like I say, I don't want to deform it because I'm hoping to be able to press these in. I have tried that before, and it wasn't looking good for pressing the bushing out. It looked like it was just going to mushroom, but I'm going to give it, I've got spare arms here, so I'm going to give it a go. What I'm probably going to do is, I'm going to try it anyway, but I'm going to try and fit these bushes to the cheaper arms, because I think these are hydro, and if they're not, I'm going to buy from Autodoc the ones that say hydro. But let's compare this sort of test. So these are the Borg and Beck bushes from Parts in Motion, and can you see that with a screwdriver? There's my hand in the way. I'll try and get my hand out of the way. You can see they move a decent amount, right? What can you see there? Yeah, you can see something, can't you? They move a fair amount, really. Right. And let's do that same test with these that have an unknown aftermarket bushing in them. So these are the arms that I would like to keep because the ball joints are newer. Kind of knew that would happen. So that is decidedly stiffer. Like, it doesn't really want to move much at all. And the BMW arms for the same test. With the original, admittedly high mileage bushing in it. Moves quite a lot, really. So let's go back to my suspected hydro bearing. I'd like it to be a hydro bearing. Put that way, so we've got a handle there. Yeah, it moves a decent amount, doesn't it? So, there we go. I'll just sort of show the difference. I mean, the difference on that test is stark, really. That's the thing, isn't it? It'd be, if I managed to swap the bushes over, press them out and press those in, we want to see that, really. Like, can you see? I'm pulling on the top of that arm, and it kind of barely wants to move, really. Go back to the BMW one. OEM hydro bearing. And like, that moves. Now, as I say, some people hate that and they want them firmer. In fact, they want poly bushes and all sorts because they want to firm up the steering feel. I mean, I just don't like that it feels like the tyres are made of plastic sometimes. No, it's not that bad, but it's never going to have nice steering feel. It's got electric power steering and stuff. I'm happy to just have this as a comfortable car. So there you go. Anyway, just thought I'd show the difference from those bearings. Another person on YouTube has cut these open, not this brand, but cut this hydro bearings open to show the fluid channels inside, which is quite an interesting view. All right, thanks. Bye.